Curiosity killed the cat. You're taking a lot of medication as of late. I'm not sure if self-medicating, in the traditional sense, is the way to go. We need to be a little radical here. Let's introspect and make some changes. Here are your two options moving forward. If you take the blue pill, then your story ends here. You'll wake up every day knowing you'll work for someone else your entire life. Whereas, if you take the red pill,
What the fuck is this?
enter Wonderland.
What the fuck is this?
This rabbit hole really goes.
You always take the red pill. I think personally I think personally I would take the blue pill.
Oh, we've talked about this before for sure.
I think the blue pill is the right call.
Finally, now we're talking.
For inner peace.
But I feel like for the sake of the game we have to see red pill.
Yeah.
We're going to another plane.
She's like, alright, let's take some drugs.
Is this Ian? Are we talking to Ian?
Yes, this is the person I've been waiting for. Get this down your neck and let's go.
Is this gonna be some? Is this gonna be Shades?
I hope so.
Oh, it's a pill bottle.
Damn it.
Doesn't even have gravity. What the heck?
Red pills.
It's never too late to mend. Yay, I can see it in your eyes. Mr. Red Pill was definitely a choice. Hey, do you remember Tyrone and Tommy, the very large boys from the start? I don't intend to shame. It's just the titles of those problems. You've got me all flustered now. Tommy pushes Tyrone down a hill. He's rolling towards you and is gathering speed. If he hits you, he will be safe, but he is very large. He will consume you into his folds, thereby killing you. You could move a ramp in front of yourself, deflecting Tyrone, launching him into the sun, thereby cooking him.
Our lives are equal to Tyrone's. Our lives' value is equal to Tyrone's. So I would rather protect myself,
Tyrone will thank
right?
you. There aren't any scary trains on the sun.
What is this game, by the way?
Tommy,
That's a good
really
question.
getting off on this.
I would just be consumed.
You would
To be
you would kill yourself?
In this game, I would, but I would probably also opt to cook Tyrone. Out of fear, of course.
Yes, I would cook Tyrone.
You see Tyrone flying through the sky as he rockets.
Were you gonna be like,
towards
Hannah,
the
are you
sun.
okay?
He now knows
Are you
how it
okay?
feels to be
Yes.
food. There is no time like the present.
I like your cursor.
He's fun. This is a
Very
very
jazzy.
Ian. This is a very Ian cursor.
Try this one.
Oh yeah.
The question should not be, what is the meaning of life? It should always be, what brings meaning to your life? You'll never live if you're too busy looking for the meaning. Let yourself be happy. What makes you happy? You need to say it out loud. Do it. Say whatever it is that makes you happy out loud.
Oh
Do we
God.
want to be happy or be happy? Right now, looking at these little cursor guys makes me happy.
Yeah.
Ow! Look at him.
I think orange be happy looks nicer. This seems more dreadful, like more dreading.
Yeah.
These ones.
It does. Yeah.
Look at these
All
guys.
the
Time's
good
running
stuff.
out. Just be honest with yourself. Better late than never, I suppose. I don't have access to your microphone, so I can't know for sure, but I hope you said it. I'm hardly expecting you to shout it from the rooftops, but it's for your benefit. You've still got time. Say what makes
Wow.
you happy.
Only 44.25% of players agreed with us. I guess they don't like being happy.
Damn.
It's tough.
Sucks for them.
Yeah.
Absence makes the heart grow fonder. Oh, yeah, we're in the heavy introspective stuff now. How are you feeling? How are your loved ones doing? One of the most common things people say on their deathbed is they wish they'd had more contact with their family and friends. Let's take a break from the questions for a minute and think about someone you haven't seen in a while and how you can contact them. Really think. Who would you like to say hi to? How easy is it?
So, Hannah.
Oh, no.
I don't know why the game's calling you out like this.
Please contact
But I think...
these people if you can. I'm sure you can.
How do you feel?
No. If you're talking about what I think you're talking about, they were mean to me and I'm over it.
Don't leave it too late. We don't have that long left here. When we finish, message them.
I refuse.
Are you still playing? Continue playing.
Write down their name somewhere so you don't forget to say hello. It may mean more than you know. Really important stuff.
I'm just saying.
An idle brain is the devil's workshop. Okay, enough of this. The come down is looming. Let's just pause one last time and think existentially for a... I can't quite gauge what you're thinking. Are you not disliking this? The thing you're doing right now? Yes? No. Why? If so, make
Are
sure
you
your
not
answer
disliking this?
doesn't
So,
not
am I
count.
liking this? Do we like this game or not?
Particularly?
Particularly?
Not particularly.
Wait, are you
Don't
enjoying
refund
this?
me. I can't refund you. That's okay.
R.I.P.
All of this was for you. I hope
That
you
was a
came to the
sensitive
last bit at
subject.
least.
I think I do like this game, so I'm gonna go with yes.
Really?
Yes.
I like that it invites
Good.
conversation.
It's nice that you're supporting such experimental stuff.
I think the game itself is a little so-so.
I think there's definitely a lot of issues with the way the game works.
Never test the depth of water with both feet.
But overall I've liked it so far. We're still going.
The buzz is starting to wear off. I think we're still hallucinating, though. You wake up in an unknown location. You see in a bed across the room a world-famous violinist. They look pretty rough. The violinist has a fatal illness.
Okay, we're just still playing.
Tonight, their circulatory
What?
system was plugged into yours. If they're unplugged from you now, they will die. But if you stay, in 9 months they will have recovered and can safely be separated. Do you leave now?
I stay,
You
but
stay.
but I get a Steam Deck.
Kidneys too.
They're not gonna take my kidneys. That was a slurping noise from today's drinking. This is gonna be a really long wild card.
Missing life while
Oh,
they
yeah.
leave you. Hardly seems fair.
It's just 9 months, homie.
Yeah, it's just a baby, man. Come on.
Yeah.
I guess they have a right to life. Shame they're depriving you of yours. Very odd to consider such an experiment as that one. Hopefully the rest won't be as meta. Silence is half consent.
Excuse me?
With all that cleared up, you go home. That's right.
I guess
you're
it's
in a
not
house.
no.
If you can even call it a house. Too small for my liking. Tiny, in fact.
How dare you?
In your drugged state,
It's
turns
very
out
rude.
You've rented your tiny home to another person. Your contract states that you can evict them now, never to see them again. Otherwise, you're stuck with them for the foreseeable future as an equal tenant. Do you let them stay?
Get the fuck out my house. 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 It doesn't matter. Get the fuck out my house. Get the fuck out my
foreseeable
house.
future, yeah, ask them to leave since I don't know how long they're gonna be there. But if it's just a few months, I'd be like, yeah, whatever.
Get the fuck out my house. I
Get
paid
the
for
fuck
this
out my
shit.
house. Get
I
the
paid-
fuck out my house.
That's right. That's right. I paid for this shit. Get the fuck out my house. You don't know nothing about me. You're louder than a. I paid for this shit. Get the fuck out my house. You're louder than a mouse. Get the fuck out my house, please. Boom, 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 Bombay.
I'm sure it has merit, but maybe read up on it a bit more before you
Hey,
start
hey, hey.
me.
Bean dip in the house, bitch. Get out my house, bitch. I don't know what you're saying, but you're looking like a mouse, bitch. There we go.
That's right.
Freestyle.
Give them an inch and they'll take a mile.
Oh, I've heard this one a million times.
Oh, there now seems to be a tiny child trapped in your tiny house, but they are rapidly growing.
Get the fuck out my house. Get the fuck out my house, bitch. I said get the fuck out of my house.
Tiny house with a rapidly growing child, already up against the wall. In a few minutes, you will suffocate. The child won't. If nothing is done to stop them from growing, they'll simply walk out free.
Is this about abortion? This is an abortion
I believe
problem.
it is.
This is about abortion. This is interesting. This is interesting. This is an interesting way to format this problem. See, so you remove the child.
Blocking the TV.
You remove the child because this is not like abortion at all, actually. You see,
Respect the
you
right
don't
to
suffocate
life.
from having a baby, I don't think.
Not your own.
No.
And I'm not
You
killing
could
the
die.
child. That's true. That's true. But you remove the child. This is not an abortion, though, because it's a house.
Your life is being
Yes.
threatened, and the child is the one who threatens it. You own the house. It is offensive deducing that the mother, I mean you. It is offensive deducing that you can do nothing. If you're going to die, you should probably do something.
Okay, so in this hypothetical scenario, you're guaranteed to die, right?
Yes.
Did you know?
You are not guaranteed to die when
Did
you
you-
are pregnant.
Did you know that did you know that in childbirth, if the mother is beginning to die, they will prioritize the mother? Did you know that?
I know
Not
that.
the baby.
Yes. Yeah.
So in this particular situation where you're guaranteed to die, hypothetically, whatever person, or let's say there's like a task force specifically for safely allowing children to grow inside their house, babies to
Yes.
grow.
Yes.
In an event that the child expands too much and would suffocate the owner, the homeowner, that task force is trained to prioritize the homeowner. That's just the way it is.
Yes.
I'm like fairly certain. If I am wrong, by all means, I could be wrong. I'm pretty certain. Right? Now, if I decide that I'm going to bring an expanding child into my home, I feel it's kind of weird for me to then evict said expanding child just cuz.
Yes.
Now, if I'm going to die, having not foreseen my death.
Well, if you made choices that led to that moment, and you could have prevented the expanding child from getting into your house, if there were precautions that you could have put in place.
Yes. So that brings up an excellent question. What if someone breaks into your house and leaves an expanding child without your consent?
Well, there is a period where it's probably okay to just extract the tiny child from your house. But if it's a super big child already,
I feel like if
then
you've
it's
let it
probably not the right call.
I feel like if you've let it expand to a certain point, I entirely agree. I feel like there is definitely a period, a grace period, if you will, between expanding child inside the house to expanding child suffocating the mother sorry, not the mother, the homeowner, where the expanding child becomes no longer extractable unless it's going to kill the mother. I mean, the homeowner, sorry. Talking about a different thing.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm talking about the expanding child problem, not something else.
Yeah.
So I think that there's definitely a grace period. What is that grace period? I don't know. Right? I'm not qualified to make that kind of
Whatever
decision.
feels right, person to person.
No, absolutely not. It can't, like, that's not at all. It can't be like that. Because I feel like at a certain point, right? At a certain point,
Well, it kind of has to be like that because there really is not going to be a set point that is found.
well, I think we can come to an agreement.
You just kind of have to let people do what they do.
I think we can come to an agreement that
like an average.
Well, you know, if it's been 6 months that the expanding child has been expanding, right, and you've known that, I feel like that's a lot of opportunities.
And did nothing, yeah.
Right now, if all of a sudden you find out, oh my God, this guy broke into my house last night and left an expanding child 3 weeks ago, or last night broke into my house 3 weeks ago and left an expanding child, right? Maybe you can extract that expanding child and it'd be okay. You know, 1 month, sure. 2 months, sure. 3 months, okay.
It's probably a safer call to not do that, just in case, in my opinion. But it really just depends on how you feel equipped to handle the expanding child. You could expand your house big enough to fit the child.
That's true. That's very true. I think that if you purchased an expanding child and brought it into your home, right?
Yes.
That's something that's like, there's an obvious intention there, right? If you had a friend come over and they left their expanding child, right? Well, they're not able, once it's in a house, you can't take it out, you know? Unless you extract it.
That is true.
You use the extraction task force to extract it. And obviously
but they left that expanding child in my house, so it's mine now. And I should make calls because it's my expanding child in my house. It is also theirs because they left it. But
that's true.
Bottom line is,
ultimately, it's your house.
Yeah.
Your rules, right? But like I said, I think at a certain point, it's like, you know that the expanding child's there and you're not doing anything about it. And then it gets to a point where the expanding child is almost like, because in a house where you're not going to suffocate, right? Because it can't be a problem for every expanding child, right?
Taking action in that case is 100% your responsibility.
Yes, and I feel like...
And it's morally wrong, no matter... It's morally wrong not to make a decision, and not to make a decision quickly.
I think that at a certain point in time, when the expanding child grows to a point of they've reached maximum expansion and are ready to be no longer expanding child and just regular child, which I imagine is where this expanding child goes, right? I feel like at a certain point that you can't extract the expanding child because it's like, well, it's about to just be regular, no longer expanding child.
Yes.
Now, of course, if it's going to suffocate the homeowner, then of course you extract the expanding child at all costs. Or not at all costs,
yeah.
at the cost, even if at the cost of the expanding child itself. So, yeah, this is an interesting way to talk about this problem.
Because like you said before, one life is equal to one life, you know?
Yes. That the expanding child's life and the life of the homeowner are equal.
Yes.
Now, if the homeowner is not going to suffocate, then extracting the expanding child is taking a life.
Well, it depends on how long the child expands.
That's true, because I imagine the expansion involves development of the
Yeah.
body. Now, I feel like at a certain point, the expanding child has finished developing and is now just growing to a point of where it pops and it's like, "Sup, dog? It's me, Mr. Child Boy." You know,
Yeah.
or "What's up, dog? It's me, Mrs. Child Girl." You know, and same voice. It doesn't matter. It's all about
Yeah.
how they identify.
Of course.
Um,
Of course.
So ultimately, I think that I feel like it's so weird because I feel like we are very much at a place where it's like this makes logical sense. Logistically, logically, this all makes sense. I feel like there's a grace. I don't know if you agree, but I think there's a grace period where it's okay to extract the expanding child, and anytime after that grace period is like a debatable zone, and then there's like a zone. So it's like it goes from like this is the okay zone, this is the debatably okay, this is like the we need to have a conversation zone, and then after that it's like this is
For me
probably not okay.
personally, it would depend, and it would be something that I'd have to think about if I was in the expanding child situation. I think generally people should be privileged with the opportunity to consider it for themselves.
I agree. I just think that it's important that we decide. Like I said, I feel like a point where it's no longer okay, where it's like it's gone too, like you've procrastinated too long on removing your expanding child. Unless it's going to suffocate you, we're not going to extract it.
Yes.
I feel like there is a
That
point.
is reasonable.
I think there is a point.
That is entirely reasonable.
Right? Now,
I again, I don't think that point will be something easily agreed upon.
I agree.
So it's like very rough territory. That stance is a very, very
I know.
tumultuous hill to die on.
I am not qualified to decide when that point is. But I believe that there is one. But like I said before that, the zone, so we have the
I
no
believe
zone.
that there is one also.
We have the no zone, then we have the we'll have to have a conversation about it zone, right? Where it's like, is this okay? Is this not okay? The like super gray zone, and then before that is the this is okay in my book zone. Like this is okay. And I don't know how long each zone is, right? But there is a point, right? There is a point where it's not okay to extract the expanding child.
Yes.
Anyway, let's continue the game, I think. Or do you have more to say?
Yeah. Yeah, no, go for it.
You know what? I need to finish my tangent. I feel like what we're saying is everyone knows what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
I feel like our point of view, our perspective, and the way what we're saying is very like logical and very fair, and it's not combative. And yet I still feel like what we're saying would be taken offensively, or like to be taken as it could be taken very poorly, and I just feel like that's not how I want this to come off. So those of you who are being offended right now, I mean, no one's watching, but if you were to watch and you would be offended, don't be. On to the next part.
Cleanliness is next to godliness.
How dare you make me clean my room?
The hallucinations are strong in this one.
When did I break this necklace?
Seeds drift about in the air like pollen, and if you open your
Relevance.
windows,
Objection,
one may
relevance.
drift and take root in your carpet.
Relevance, Your Honor.
You fix up your windows with mesh screens, the very best, to stop any people seeds from getting in. As can happen on a very rare occasion, one of the screens is defective and a seed drifts in and takes root.
So is this just entirely going to be about this exact problem?
It's possible.
I think it just depends. See, at this point, it hasn't taken root, right? Oh no, it does take root.
And takes root, yeah.
I don't like politics in my hallucinations.
Sounds like an abortion card. Hashtag cancel Trolley Problem Inc. I think you just remove it,
I read on a
right?
bumper sticker, guns don't
Yeah.
kill people. Abortion.
It just drifted in.
Insightful analysis.
Yeah.
It's taken root, otherwise you wouldn't have known about it, you know? And it wouldn't have been a big deal.
Yeah. Now, presumably, like, this is exactly what we were talking about the leeway period.
It does sound a bit inconvenient having a person growing out of your upholstery. If you want them, have them. If not, that's your choice.
You see, but if I let that bloom, that people seed bloom, let it sit there, let it grow to a point where it was like, okay, it's almost, or not bloom, I guess, like it grows and grows, and it's
then taking it out is killing something.
it's just about to bloom, it's just about to release its flowery goodness, and all of a sudden I'm like, zoop, you're gone, reduced to atoms. That's not.
If you don't want to deal with the repercussions of it flowering, then there are other ways to deal with that besides killing it as it's growing.
But if you just nip it in the bud immediately, just gone. Like just whoop.
Then that's relatively.
Ooh, or
that's okay. That's
or you
probably
could
fine.
uproot it and move it. There are a lot of solutions here to the people seeds problem.
That's probably costs a lot of money.
That's true. That's really true.
There is a
Sorry if you had more to say about that.
Inside it
No,
is your
not really.
future. Ultimately, no answer here is wrong. It's just a choice on how you want to live your life. Do you go on an unknown journey or take control of your destiny and choose your own outcome, whatever that may be?
Okay, ideally, I would want to control my own destiny and not just. Ooh, so here's the good thing. If you control your destiny, right, you just know the outcome, right, and that's gonna be really boring. But if you go with the flow, right, you're gonna actually live life. It's like reading a book you've already read before, and then being like, this book had no surprises in it.
Or just always answer A or B.
I'm just gonna go with the flow.
I think going with the flow is the right answer.
Going with the flow is the right answer. XXX Beelzebub is online.
You stand tall, knowing that you will thrive in the unknown before looking at what lies ahead. Cowards die many
Bro,
times.
how is this not over yet? This is super long.
I have no idea,
In
dude.
front of you stands everyone you've done wrong by. In front of you stands every decision you didn't want to make, but still made. Or did you? Everyone, including the dead, moved towards you slowly. Every decision you've made up to this point is staring back at you. Do you run? Or stand firm and confront your past?
Confront your past.
Yeah.
I'm not concerned by the choices I made. I feel like I made the right call 99% of the time when it came to
Flamingo's chilling there like I did him wrong.
This guy is still here too, the little doggo, the dachshund.
Are you
Yeah.
scared of the
But he's like, hey, I'm here if you need me.
I feel like
Flamingo's like, you chose this motherfucker.
when it came to decisions about immediately affecting the lives and deaths of people. Oh my god, Tyrone and Tommy are here too.
Yeah, I saw them first.
Yeah, I feel like I've made the right calls for the most part. This is not... I'm not afraid.
Maybe we made some sketchy business decisions that weren't morally
Before you know it, they have gone.
in line with our beliefs.
Yeah,
All
exactly.
things come to an end.
And then we made a lot of business-related decisions that had nothing to do with morality.
Next to you is a railway track. A
Yeah.
trolley is barreling down it in your direction. There's no lever in sight. You notice the entire world sits next to you on the track. The trolley will surely hit it, killing everyone and everything. You hear a whisper. Sacrifice yourself to me, or I will take everything. What do you do?
This isn't even a question. Of course you sacrifice yourself. Because
Yeah.
it's, what, 1 versus 8 point something billion lives? Right?
I'm not entirely sure what
I
the
wouldn't
population
bow
is.
to a god I can't
Let's just say that it's 8 billion.
Yeah. Well, definitely 1 over.
Even
Who is
100.
this? How do you know they aren't
Yeah.
lying?
Do you know they aren't lying, bruv? Well, then you're just playing an unfair game. Of course, you let the trolley hit you. Has invited you to a chat. We love it.
Everything goes dark.
69%. Let's go.
From the Pit Magistrates Court. Tell 616. Subject Justice. Your sins can no longer be ignored. Beelzebub summons you for crimes against humanity. The sentence will stand with no prospect of future contest or appeal. It is your decisions, and solely yours, that has brought this court together. And so, you must face your crimes and despicable acts alone. Accordingly, you shall not be allocated a defense, nor will one be required. Hope for the best, prepare for the worst.
Bro. Week 11, Thursday.
The room around you is imbued with a sense of archaic evil. Overcome by the smell of sulfur, all you know for sure is that you're miles below the crust. You're swiftly escorted into a courtroom where you're put on trial. You have killed many people and a dog, among other crimes. How do you plead?
Not guilty?
Well, we definitely committed the crimes, I guess.
Yeah, but ultimately...
We did everything that they're saying that we did, but it's like we weren't directly responsible.
Alright, I actually do think we were... This is interesting, right? Because the question isn't... Ultimate, I'm gonna go with guilty. No, you know what? I'm standing my ground.
Yeah.
Not guilty. Not guilty. Fuck
Really?
You. Not guilty. Not guilty.
I think I would probably go for guilty.
On 3 counts. 1. Murder. 2. Animal cruelty. You should have saved the dog. 3. Attempting free will. You're sentenced to conform without the possibility of parole. You will never again be free to choose.
I said not guilty because what we did was morally right. And I feel like we're talking about sins, and I feel like the morality of the things that we did was the right call.
Okay.
So that we don't, so it basically cancels the sins.
Fair enough.
What the hell?
You're at the base of a bridge. You have no idea how you got here. A person stands before you, atop the overpass. They're next to a lever. A voice whispers to you, "We know what's best. Remove that choice. Afterwards you can jump off a bridge with us." There is a runaway trolley traveling below you. You're part of the collective now. You can't let that person's free will get in the way of progress. Eliminate them. You probably should do it. Fit in with the group. #friends. #love. #instagood.
Oh no. We have to kill, no matter what. Okay, well, do we want to kill via minigun or hatchet?
Definitely hatchet.
We're finally going to find out
Okay.
the answer to
Do you
the
disagree?
age-old question.
No, not necessarily. I think a minigun is
Not
way funner.
necessarily.
Your friends jump off a bridge.
What?
Would you? Would you jump off a bridge? Oh my god, oh, we're finally going to find out the answer to the age-old question. If the friends jump off a bridge, would you? Oh my god, kill. You've chosen to murder. You're a murderer.
Do you honestly want to kill people? Or are you just copying others? Would you rather be a leader or a
100%.
follower?
You agree with 100% of
Nice.
players worldwide. You know what? Kind of tough. Kill your masters. Bro. Is this going to be week 12?
This
Week
is
11, Wednesday.
the last question before we wrap up. By far the most important one. Do you feel society pressures you to do things you don't want to, constantly forcing you to chase some distant concept of happiness?
We didn't even talk about that. Okay. I thought there was going to be some snarky quote. I just said no immediately. I do not feel like society pressures me. I think the game crashed. Hello?
Still here.
Okay, well, I guess we have time to talk about that one. Do you want to?
Not particularly.
Out of 10, what do we give this game out of 10?
It's a hard game to rate because it's not really enjoyable, but I feel like it's not necessary, but I don't know.
This was an experience.
Yes. If I had to rate my enjoyment of this experience, ooh,
I think I had a good time
I
talking
give
to
it
you.
a solid 5.
I had a good time talking to you, and I feel like we had some interesting conversations, ultimately, overall.
Yeah. Yeah, we for sure did.
I definitely wouldn't play the game again.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have. Yeah, this is a weird one. Oh. We've been playing for an hour, and we've been playing for 2 hours at this point, I think.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know if I don't know if I'll do this as one whole session or not, or like 4 separate parts, do like a mini series.
That'd be fun.
But then we still have to record another one. It's fine. We're going to end this episode off here, guys. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you want to see more videos just like this one, hit the subscribe button. Let us know what games you want us to play in the future down in the comment section below. We hope you all enjoyed, and we will see you all next time.
Peace!